I hope you guys could hear that because that's the vibe that woke me up in the middle of the fucking night. But holy shit, like I can't say no to that. Hold on, let me turn the lights on a little brighter. All right, I don't know if you could hear the song. Can't tell if this helps or hinders. But it was the final ending of Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I think this is weird. But it was the last song where my little mushroom light, isn't it cute? Where the Phantom has let Christine and Raoul go. He loves Christine enough that he realizes that he can't force her to be with him for his own happiness. He loves her so much, he's going to let her go to be with Raoul, who's like a better fit. And it's like, it's a song filled with such love and longing, because you're like so sad for him, but you know it's the right decision. But yeah, so that's the feeling, that's the vibe that woke me up in the middle of the night. Like, holy mackerel, that was heavy. So much longing, so much resignation. So sad. So let's see what the fuck's going on. Jeez. Lord have mercy. That was intense. So obviously, there's somebody out there who's letting somebody go because they think it's the right thing to do, because they see this person with somebody who they deem is a better fit. And they're resigned to it, you know, like they feel like they're losing the love of their life because they can't be the person they need to be a good person for them. And that's a really big sadness because it requires a certain level of self-awareness of like who you are and what you're capable of. And sometimes it just feels like it's too much. It feels like there's too much of you that's broken. There's too much of you that has to change. And it's like, why bother? Why bother? I used to think that, just so you know. Age helps. It really does, for what it's worth. I always think of that scene from Castaway, when the Tom Hanks character is back and he's, I can't remember the girl's name, but it's Helen Hunt. And she's like, you're the love of my life, but she has a husband and a child now. Like, she's embedded. She can't stop her life for the possibility of what it could have been with him. And so he's like, it's this emotional scene where he's like, I can't believe I'm back. I've got ice in my glass and food on the table, and I've lost her all over again. And he says, I'm so sad that I lost her, but I'm so glad she was with me on that island. And he realizes that he has to just keep breathing because you never know what the tide's going to burn. Whatever, you never know what the tide's going to bring in. And I always liked that scene because it had a sense of, you know, even amidst the biggest heartbreak of your life, you just have to keep breathing. You just have to endure, because tomorrow is another day and you never know what the tide's going to bring in. see what's going on. What can I tell you? Jesus, there's such big feelings. The Emperor. Yeah. That's an Emperor mindset that you have right now. You are in control, and your hard work has brought you great rewards. You find yourself taking on new responsibilities. Respect, leadership, structure, rules and power, authority, focus, protection, disciplined and practical. I feel like protection and practical are the two words that stick out to me there. You feel like you're protecting somebody that you love. You're protecting them from you. You see yourself as set apart. Like I see this Emperor on the throne, regal, but alone. So I get the sense that you're coming into some sort of clarity about yourself, about your life. You're looking at the end point, and you're like, I can't get there. I don't know how to get there from here. And so you've decided to conduct yourself in your current life as an Emperor, as somebody who is going to be a leader in their own life. You're going to stop living in your head, and you're going to start taking control of your reality. For better or for worse, that's what you got. That's awesome. I know it doesn't feel like it, but that's awesome. Because that's power. That's sovereignty. You've realized that whatever cards you've been dealt and whatever cards that you've gambled onto your table, this is what you got. This is what you got to work with. This is your reality. And it's not on accident. And so it's time to face the realities of life and move forward. Eight of Swords, upright. Do you see how that person has a blindfold on them and they're tied up and the swords are around them? This is a card of somebody feeling stuck. But if you'll notice, there's nobody around them. There's nobody keeping guard. They just have to remove the blindfold and they can move forward. This is where you're moving from. You realize that you are the one that's kept you stuck. You are the one that has made the choices that you've made to bring your life to this point. And you realize that if you want anything to change, it's up to you. Good. Good. Next one. Oh, death. Perfect. That's perfect. Endings, beginnings, change, transformation, transition, metamorphosis, end of a cycle. Well done. Well done. You don't get a rebirth without a death. An ego death. That's what this is. You don't get to become an emperor without putting your empire before you. Thinking of the greater good and not just for you. That's what moves you from knight energy to king energy. And the emperor is all four kings in one. The king of logic, the king of emotion and empathy, the king of fire and passion. And what am I forgetting? Air, swords, cups, pentacles. There you go, pentacles. The earth, grounded. logical, someone with boundaries, someone who knows their worth. 4 kings and 1 from a Knight energy. It's impressive. Hold on to this feeling, even though it comes from such sadness. Becoming an emperor or an empress takes time, but this is your first glimmer. It'll kind of ebb and flow. You're going to go through a few tests, because now is the time that you've actually accepted your hero's journey. You understand, and you're ready for it. Battered and bruised as you are. Let's see what's next. Because while it feels like an ending, what it actually is a beginning. Let's see what's coming next. I don't want to come out. I wonder if I'm using the wrong deck. Let me try one more time, and then if it doesn't come up, oh, here's one. 2 of Swords. Difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlocks, stalemate, thinking before decision, stagnation, and choices. The 2 of Swords often relates to balance in relationships. You're having a hard time maintaining partnerships, and you're getting caught in the middle of arguments. See this as caution. Like a person in the card, you may be choosing to keep the blindfold on. Avoiding issues won't make them go away. So that's 2 blindfolds that we've got. So this is a person, the 2 swords is the concept of kind of like choosing to go left or choosing to go right. And this person has a blindfold on. So rather than making a decision, they're just pretending not to notice the options. So I think what this is saying is that there's decisions that you need to make, not in the future, but now. And understanding that you had to let go the love of your life because you realized that you weren't in a position to offer them what they deserve, that's just the first step. Now it's time to talk about what you deserve. And there's some choices you have to make. And I don't think you like your options. Like they say in Star Trek, the odds are against us and the situation is grim. This feels like, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I'm sure it doesn't feel like a laughing matter if you're actually living it. But if you think of it like a story, because what you're living is a story. Your story is just about to get really interesting. Yeah, it just doesn't want to give me anything. Okay. Although I do feel like I should pull a couple of these romance angel cards, since it seems like this is motivated by romance. Which, holy mackerel, is that hot. Wowzers. I mean, like, Phantom of the Opera is like, that's like a really moving story. I was moved, and it's very moved. And I love that. Okay, let's see what we got going on. See if we got any romantic advice, like for tender-hearted fellow. This one. It says flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Maybe. I feel like that's what you're in, and you're actually I feel like this is what you're thinking about. I feel like this is one of the choices. Let's see what the other choices are. What's your other choice? This one. Make the effort. Oh, the plot thickens. Oh, shit. Okay. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Oh. Oh. This is so amazing. Your choices are shallow love or changing your life so that maybe one day the stars will align and your great love will cross your path again. And when they do, you'll be ready. I can tell you which one I want you to choose. Holy shit, that's so romantic. Oh my God. Like this, haven't you had enough of that? Haven't you been doing enough of that? That's probably why you didn't line over here. Like, do you need a few more STDs before you figure it out? Come on now. Oh, clean your shit up. It's the love of a lifetime, my friend. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And you're being guided. You're being guided. The universe wants you to. It's a carrot. The universe is holding a carrot out for you to move towards. You'll realize eventually it's not about them, it's about you. But the universe is like, go this way. Carrot. Trying to lead you somewhere. You're going to be pushed in this direction. It's going to be this little nagging feeling in the back of your head, like, is this the person that I want to be? Because this person that you're falling in love with or have fallen in love with, that you're let go because you love them so much, part of what you loved about them is who you were, who you imagined yourself to be when you were with them, or who you imagined yourself to be with them. I have a feeling that this is something that like never really got off the ground. Maybe briefly, but I feel like the stars never aligned correctly on this one. Because the universe wouldn't let it, because it's not time. But the universe is saying that a full circle moment will come. But you're going to have to climb Mount Everest to get there. And it's enticing you to climb that mountain with the most motivating of all feelings, the most motivating of all emotions. Deep, connecting love. The love of a lifetime. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's worth the effort. And who knows? I'm sure you'll make some interesting friends along the way. All right. Let me pause for a second. I'm going to choose a different deck. Maybe those archetypes, I'm not sure. But I'm going to choose something else, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, 1 second. Okay, archetypes it is. I was looking for my Lightworkers deck, but I think I left it inside. But this will do. Let's see what the universe wants to tell you. The shapeshifter. Huh. And then the riddle and the storm. Okay, let me read them. Hang on 1 second. Okay, this is really interesting. So the shapeshifter was the first card that came out, this one. And I want you to notice the design in the middle there. Because when I was looking for the card, the design came up here. And can you see what this says? The missing hero. And I think that's the theme of this entire reading, is the missing hero. The universe is trying to start you on your hero's journey. And it starts here. But basically, what this comes down to is it doesn't actually come down to the flirt and the making the effort card. What it comes down to, these two choices that you're having a hard time making. One is accepting your hero's journey, and one is not. One is staying the same with your head in the sand, and the other is accepting the mission that God gave you. You know what I think you should choose. Anywho's. But yeah, the missing hero. That's our theme. Anyways, it was just talking about, like, that was just him, the author, talking about the choices that they made with the deck. Choices to include one archetype and not another. And that it was very difficult. And that making sure that they had something that represented a hero was important. But let's get to it. Your current issues are, first off, the shapeshifter. The shapeshifter has a love of theater, games, and trickery. Its energy appears as one thing, only to reveal a more complex story below the surface. The shapeshifter is within all of us to some degree. It is the side of ourselves that is slippery, non-committal, and experimental, and longs to dismiss the rules. It's an energy that allows you to quickly adapt to things, but in excess, it becomes disingenuous. You are currently in shapeshifter energy, and that's why you didn't get to be with the one you love. The flirtiness, the excess, the false bravado. The next card that came out is the Storm. The Storm is kind of like the Tower card in tarot. Destruction. Destroying what shouldn't have been there in the first place. The Tower card and the Storm card are the same thing. The universe has come into your life to remove the things that are holding you back. And lastly comes, did I just lose it? The riddle. One second, I'm going to read that one to you for sure. Okay, the riddle. I think this one sums it up really nicely. Here we go. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately, it is not important. See those two questions, those two choices that you need to make? It doesn't actually matter. There must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. See, you're thinking too small. You're thinking about the love of my life or the life I currently have of flings and flirtations. You're thinking about it too literally. It's not about them. It's about whether or not you're a hero in your own story. Think about it from a higher perspective. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom of a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it. Neither will increasing effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually, you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. It may, in fact, be the only reality there is. The coin that's lost in the river is found in the river. If you meet the Buddha, kill the Buddha. What does that mean? Who am I? The only way to work with a riddle successfully is to not work. Ah, get it. Okay. Yeah, let me show you the card. Come on. Sorry, my fingers are so cold. The riddle. So the idea with this entire reading is that this immense heartache that you're experiencing is a carrot to get you to commence onto your hero's journey. It's not about the carrot. It's not about this person. It's about you. The universe needs you. It needs you to be more. It needs you to be a hero. It needs you to be brave and strong in a way that you don't right now. True strength, strength of character, instead of being a shapeshifter. To stand strong in who you are, in your authentic energy, that you are the same person, no matter who's in front of you, and no matter what the situation. Find congruency between your projected persona and who you truly are. You start by feeling what feels true to you, because it takes no effort. And then you follow it from there. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I'm glad to be on this journey with you. Good night. I love you.